I guess my voice is normal and can be heard. So we are gonna get started in some minutes. Let me share my screen. I'm gonna share this Kali Linux for you guys. Okay, welcome back guys. Today in this video, in this stream, we are going to solve a machine from the Offsec Proving Grounds practice, a machine called Hub. As you can see, it is named in here. So I'm gonna solve it using the Offsec's online proving grounds leave Kali in the browser. So we are gonna get started. So we have the IP address for the machine. Let me check. I have a connection with it, and I can ping and get ICMP requests. So the first thing I'm gonna do right now is to start Nmap scan to get the open ports and identify my attack vector. So the first step is to add nmap-a parameter for aggressive scanning, which is used for service enumeration, which gives us the versions of the services, and it also uses default nmap scripts, and also it gives idea about the trace routing and also OS guessing. I'm gonna use that -a and then -b for scanning all ports. And then I'm gonna specify the IP address and then the T4 time template for a faster nmap scan. So let's get started. Let's wait some minutes or seconds until we get the nmap scan results. If you have any question about a part that we are doing in the machine, you can ask in the comments and I'll answer the questions while solving the machine. So it is done already. So we have a couple of ports open. The first one is port 22, which is OpenSSH, and then the 80s port, which is Nginx 8082, Barracuda Embedded Web Server 9999, which is also Barracuda, but the one 8082 is working on HTTP, and the next one is encrypted with SSL. So it is going to work with HTTPS. So they are the same, but on 80's port, as we can see, it is forbidden. As we don't have any credentials for the port 22, we can just start right away with enumerating the web. We can see a web DAV working here. So let's check. Let's open the browser and let's see what is on port 8082. I am going to copy the IP address and then see what is available there. 8082 configuration wizard. So there is a machine called Fugu Hub working here, and it doesn't have any administrative account yet, so we can set it up ourselves. So let's set it. Email. Let's put something like admin@gmail.com, and then we will specify an admin username. I can say admin. For the password, I will use just the word password. I'll reuse the password and then set the administrator account. So it is set and it is working. So let's walk around what we can do here. Web file server. Let's log in with the set credentials as we did right now. Okay, so we are in the control panel of the web file server, which is a web file manager. So what we can do here, let's see in the menu, it's talking about Fugu Hub. And in the About section, we can see that it is the 8.4 version of the Fugu Hub, which may be vulnerable to some CVEs. So let's copy it and just search on Google Fugu Hub 8.4 vulnerabilities. What kind of vulnerabilities we have? Let's see on Google. Oh, I need to verify that I'm not a robot. This is bicycle. This is bicycle. Is there any left? There is one more. Okay, try again. This is a motorcycle. Another motorcycle. Another motorcycle. Oh my god. I feel like I'm not a human by this. Hell. I'm not gonna search in this browser. I'm gonna open up another one. Let's open a guest account here and let's search on it. So we have the Fugu Hub 8.4 vulnerabilities. What kind of vulnerabilities do we have? There is a GitHub page on authenticated remote code execution 2024. So there is a vulnerability on 8.4 version and also 8.1 version also. And it is the recent CVE. So let's check the first page. What is the CVE about? So we can run commands remotely on the system if we have the credentials. And our case fits perfectly with it because we have the credentials because we set the administrator account password ourselves. So we can use this exploit. There is an exploit.py and there is some documentation on how to crack this vulnerability. And on here, the usage of the Python exploit. So we have the exploit.py and we can specify the remote IP with the -r parameter and the RP for the remote port, -l for our local port to get a reverse shell, and then the port number. So let's use this one. I am going to copy this and then move to this virtual Kali, and I'll git clone the repo. Git clone, we clone it. Let's see, I have the Fugu Hub folder, Fugu Hub. So we have the exploit.py. Let's check whether anything we need to change in here. So it is setting the default credentials in here and then logging into the admin panel with it. So if you set the password different from this one, you need to change this script before executing it. So my username was admin, my password was admin, but the email address was not admin at admin. I guess it was admin at gmail.com. Okay, let's save and exit, and I will run it. Firstly, let me check my IP. It's this one. I'll run the exploit, Python 3-r, and then the remote machine's IP address, and then remote port, which is 8082. And then we will specify our local IP address. Here we have it. And then the local port. We are going to listen on port 4444. But before executing it, I need to open another terminal. I will just split the terminals and start a netget listener to get the shell. Firstly, let's install RL wrap tool, which gives us a quite beautiful shell. It does not make it beautiful, but for our arrows to work, it will be very helpful. I'll just install it and then start the netget listener. It is installed. I'll write RL wrap netget -lvnp and then the port number. And I'll just press enter. What is wrong? Unknown option R. What was the documentation? Let's check whether we made error on something. With the -r, it is specifying the IP. What is wrong with mine? -r, IP, RP, LP. Oh, I didn't specify the exploit file. Oh my god. Exploit.py. I'm sorry for this. Python 3 exploit.py and then the properties and then the values. I'll just press enter and get a reverse shell from the target machine. So let's check who we are. And we got the root shell directly. This machine only have one flag and we got this. Let's improve our shell. I'll just write this script dev null and then the command as the bash. Is this improved? Nah, it exited. No, it's not working. Okay, no problem. I'll just go to root directory. I am in the root. The RL reps capability is this. As you can see right now, I am using the arrows to use my commands and it is working. It is because of the RL rep. Can't I go to root directory? It's showing I'm still in the var www.html. I guess we saw a 22 SSH was open, so we can generate a public key and use it to SSH. Let's generate SSH key again. I'll just press enter for all of it to use the default parameters. And on the SSH folder, I have this public file. I'm not gonna read the private file, but I can read the public. I'll just type cat and get the public key. And from here, I will echo and I will redirect the output to the root.sh.authorized keys. Because almost every user, if they use it SSH to log into other system, will have an SSH directory on their home, and they have authorized keys file in there. So I'm gonna type my public key there, and then log in there without a password. I'll just redirect it. I guess it is done. And let's try logging in with SSH. SSH root, and I will just copy paste the IP address. It was 22 port, and it is asking root's password. I guess it didn't work. WD. Why it is not working? Can't we add a user that is on the root group? Then we can SSH normally on this machine. Then user user add or add user. I always confuse them. Add user, for example, hacker. Okay, swd hacker. I guess it worked. Let me log into the hacker user. Hacker. It is not working. Okay, we can't improve our shell, but as this machine is just a simulation for us to get the flag, I can just, if I can't go to the root directory, I can just cat root and the proof.txt file. And we got the root flag, or we can search another way to improve our shell, upgrading shell. And I can find a Python command to improve my shell. It's just Python 3. I'll copy and then paste it here. Enter. Oh, still shell is not getting improved. Okay, no problem. But got root flag. If I guess it was in real system, we could have improved our shell, but we can work with this one too. As we got the reverse shell, it is a little bit limited, or the problem can be with the exploit file that I'm using. So it is giving me shell that is a little bit different. So it is as this one, we just cat the root file and then the proof.txt. And this is the end of machine. My commands is not working right now. My shell is broken. So if you have any questions about this machine or how to solve it, you can ask it on the comments, or you can just type it on other videos comments. I'll read it and make video about it. So we are gonna get improved in cybersecurity, and let me know which topics are interesting for you in cybersecurity. Let's see ya in the next videos.